Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to the first episode of Western Coast Time Trial, where today we have the category of Turbo Compacts with the Fate 1 Turbo IE. Anyway, we can hopefully see how this does. And have we got anything? No start button, I don't know. Okay, so I'd somehow run into free play mode, but I can get going now. And let's see how it does. This should be fairly quick. I know it'll do over 100 miles per hour if I really push it, so that is not bad for an older vehicle of, say, 1990s vintage. I think that's when this is from. It looks kind of like an 80s car, though, I will admit. And we spin up the wheels hugely. I think it's got about 110 horsepower and it weighs under a ton, so pretty good combination actually. Even if it's not the most powerful, even if it's not the quickest car in the world, it should still put up a good fight. And yeah, the small size came in handy there, going through that kind of alleyway of sorts, where a larger vehicle wouldn't go through so easy. Now we have an uphill section, see if our additional power will help. I'm probably in the wrong gear, to be honest, but I'm trying anyway to just push this and see if I can balance it out somewhat. Maybe it paid off there, I don't think it did though. And we're accelerating through here. I don't know what much to say. It's an easy front wheel drive car, which is just what I need to begin with. Oh, that was a bit of a jump. Thankfully, it feels at least like no damage was done and I can just continue with my life. Brakes are getting quite hot, particularly on the front. There's a lot of wheel spinnings going on the front. They're not exactly grippy tyres, but so it's an older car. We learn to live with such problems like that. Now, it's front wheel drive, and as you'll see, I am having various braking and acceleration problems that you probably wouldn't get on a rear-wheel drive. I would get the brakes locking on a rear-wheel drive. It feels definitely like it's not got any kind of anti-locking brakes, which is, it's not ideal, but not much I can do about it. Going a bit wide there, but I think I've just about rode it out. And we should be able to make it through a successful first lap and onto our second lap, which is always a positive. And round here. Yep, that is one lap done. 2 minutes 18. Can we get a sub 2 minute time? Probably not, but I'm going to really try and push this thing as much as I can without going too far. Oh dear. Brake. And oh, I really missed what I should have done there, and I think I might have bent a wheel. That was not feeling nice to me at all. And where's the speed when I ask for it? Oh, no, bubble. Why are you bobbling so much? Sorry. Yeah. I pushed it too far, but I did get a lap out of it at least. And yeah, I that crashed quite well. I will be honest though, given I was racing around. Can I turn that light on that's on the floor? Ha! It always amuses me. You might not have seen that, so I'll just get a close-up view of it. I can actually still turn the light on even though it's no longer attached to a car. Even the front too. This must just be one of those older styles of lights where they still work no matter what way you crush them in. Anyway, on to the next vehicle. Okay, so here we have another vehicle. We have the Covet. It's a standard vehicle, the Covet Track I think they call it these days, and should make for a good, well, track car, so let's get going. Let's hope I don't crash this one into a fire hydrant. Oh, come on. I might have shifted a bit early there, but either way. Oh, that turbo sound is craziness. And there we go. I would say it feels nicer, but then it's pretty much a race car. As I push it too far there. It's pretty much a race car, so it would feel nicer than a road car. If it is built to that higher level. The tyres particularly, they feel so grippy and so nice. Something a Fiat didn't have, that just felt like standard road tyres. Oh dear. Somehow the car recovered itself there. I don't quite know how, because that should have been unrecoverable. Oh dear, the uphill. Shift down. And up we go. Wait. Something is wrong with the front right wheel. I might have kind of counteracted it with smashing the front left wheel there, but it's manageable, you know. Given what I've put this car through, I think if I get a good lap out of it, this could still be a monster, and it could still top the leaderboard, because it really does handle that well. Even if it's not outputting the hugest amount of power. I didn't look, but it'll be about 189 if it's the same as it was before. And we've got... No, we're not having an emergency. Although a Fiat being in a lamppost, maybe it's a sign. Maybe my Fiat is in a fire hydrant. And I know I said lamppost, which was stupid, but my fate is to find a fire hydrant. Anyway, round we go. Oh. No. Try and find the actual road, not something that vaguely resembles the road. And we're on to our second lap, 2 minutes 4. That's quick. I honestly think if this is a better lap than that last one, we could get a sub 2 minute time. And being better should be very possible, because even with me throwing this thing about, I had to speak, didn't I? Something's stuck. Is it actually that low that the front bumper's getting stuck on it? Yeah, I don't think we're going to beat that first lap, but we got a very good first lap, and that's something I'm pretty proud of. Now, this second lap, I'll try and put something together. Much better through there now. Oh. There we go. Yeah, it did stabilise through there, actually. It's just that crash. I always seem to try and push these cars a bit too far in the second lap. I'm sane enough on the first lap, and then I just completely lose my mind and try and extract far more than they're actually capable of. And here we have a corner, which I need to recognise as a corner. That was a lamppost I came concerningly close to. Right, so down here we go. This is a reasonably nice section here, if I'm entirely honest. You just go that corner, go around onto a nice straight, go on another corner, then another corner. But they're all relatively, like, straight 90-degree corners, so, you know, nothing to fear in this particular section. Unless I fly into a lamppost or a fire hydrant or whatever else presents itself to me. And I honestly thought I could then. I am going to make it to the end, though, on the second lap. It's not going to be a good lap because I did get stuck on my own front bumper, but it's going to be a lap, and it's not overheated yet, which I guess is impressive, given that this is pouring smoke everywhere, and I'm not exactly going easy on the power. I think I smashed a headlight. I must see what state this is in, though. So, 2 minutes 4, though. Still a very good lap, even if it's not ideal. We can go to free roam and see what kind of state of car we're dealing with. Ooh. I didn't notice, but it has got a punctured tyre. Interesting. I knew it was quite damaged at the front. I didn't know it was that damaged that one of the front tyres had gone, and they're the driven wheels. I guess it just speaks volumes of how easy front wheel drives are to control. It's almost strange though when you look at the front. The front is smashed, but completely behind about that wheel on the front there. Can zoom in on it. Everything is perfect, immaculate even. So, you know, that's quite strange. But still, the vehicle drives, which is more than we can say for a Fiat. And as I say, it drives, the engine turns off. Still, Can we do a burnout? Reverse burnout. Kind of a open differential spin there, but it'll do. And probably more smoke coming from the engine, but it'll do. On to the next vehicle. Okay, so our final vehicle is the Sunburst 1.2 Turbo Sport S. I was going to call it a 1.8 for a moment, but no, this really is a 1.2, and it really does make, I think, 227 horsepower. The weight is fairly heavy, I would say 1400 and something, but it has all-wheel drive, so let's hope it can shift that weight. But anyway, with little more to say, I guess we can get going. There we go, and off we go. It does take its time to get going. As I say, the power is very high end, and it looks like it's around 6,000 RPM. Thankfully, being a modern car, there is a rev limiter, so there's not really any chance I'll wreck the engine by over-revving it. And that's always positive. I have turned the electronic assists off, so they shouldn't be bothering me. They're the kind of thing that on this vehicle would really get in the way of you when you really try and push it round the corner. I guess the problem with modern cars, thankfully on Beam you can always turn them off, and that saves the annoyance. Ooh. Yep, it dealt with those bumps really nicely actually. It's basically a rally car for the road with significantly less power than the rally car because it's a 1.2 litre engine version, but you know, it still has the track potential, let's say. If you swap a bigger engine, it'll still have potential, and oh dear. See, as I say though, it's a very high-end engine. You have to be in the high end to get anything out of it. It feels like, I forget the name of it, the Maluch, that was it. It feels like that would be up that hill. Just not great at all because of all the turbo lag on the tiny engine we've got in here. You know, it's an interesting mod though. Just a shame it doesn't have a nicer sound to go with it. You could have a really interesting 3-cylinder sound, I'm sure. But hey, you know, I can't expect everything for free. And you know, the mod always exists. It's better to exist than not exist as far as I'm concerned. Now, around these next corners, we should be quite good. Now, this feels the slowest and most boring of the lot, I will admit. It's not exactly exciting. However, I have driven other Sunbursts which have been more exciting, and it's important to remember that in feeling slower and more boring, it's probably still going as fast as or maybe even quicker, because remember, it has got power. It makes, I think, 150 fairly solidly, and then the other power just comes on really high on the rev range. But we have all-wheel drive. It has really solid grip because of that, and it will take corners. You'll see there, I cut that corner. If I tried to do that in the Covet, I would have probably broken it slightly earlier. Thankfully, I did it on this next corner, and I'd already got a very good first lap in, where I didn't have any major offs, and that was very nice to have. Oh, I really came worryingly close here. Now, I'm really going to try and push this, though, about as hard as I possibly can on this lap, because I can, you know. Unlike the other cars where I was pushing them because, you know, they're great fun and it felt like I could go crazy, although really I couldn't. This feels like I have to go crazy if I'm to extract any kind of speed out of it. You know, it's a different challenge completely. Although I would still choose the Covet race, and why aren't I downshifting? I'm trying, honestly, forgive me for this, I'm trying to downshift, but it won't let me. At least I'm in second gear, not fifth, if it even has a fifth gear. It probably will, being a Sunburst. Right, I'm going to do a sneaky thing here and just completely cut off this corner. I really don't know what was happening up that hill, though. I suspect it'll still be a quicker lap than the first lap, but why can't I change gear, or at least change down? Now I'm stuck in third. Very odd. I'm sure there'll be a fix for that soon. But, you know, hey, I had a trouble-free first lap, so it's had as much chance as about everything else here. I don't want to shift up again, though, because I'm stuck in third. I can't shift down. Even if it's restricting my top speed, this is my best option, oh dear. We're free! How on earth this car survived that, I don't know. It doesn't even know what gear it's in anymore, though. And it's got engine problems, but I don't really notice, if I'm honest. Yeah, emergency. Not really. I think we need to find a garage more than the emergency area, to be entirely honest. Now, going round here. Indeed, we can. Oh, bobble. And I think we're going to be okay at the end of it all. I just hope it's not going to suddenly fall apart before the finish line. I've already done most of the falling apart. Honestly, though, I hit that lamppost, I think it was, and he just drove out of it. So, yeah, first lap was slow. Really, maybe the slowest of the bunch, I don't know. And I've got to retry, but anyway, sadly I can't show you the front of the car because of my own stupidity, but still, I think it's going to be okay in the grand scheme of things. I would have liked to see better, but ultimately remember it is a 1.2 litre engine, there's only so far you can push it. So anyway, I'm going to just leave it here for today, and until next time, I'll say goodbye until another day.